Canst thou bind the sweet influences of Pleiades, or loose the bands of Orion? Canst thou bring forth Mazzaroth in his season, or canst thou guide Arcturus with his sons?
Taurus is one of the most celebrated and splendid constellations. The Pleiades are in Taurus, and near it is the magnificent constellation Orion, called Aru by the Egyptians. In that sublime chapter of the Old Testament, Job 38, mention is made of these. Canst thou bind the sweet influences of the Pleiades, or loose the bands of Orion? Taurus, once seen and recognized in connection with Orion, is never forgotten. Taurus was held by the Egyptians, and most of the nations of antiquity, as a sacred constellation. Before the time of Abraham, or over 4,000 years ago, it adorned and marked the vernal equinox, and for the space of 2,000 years the bull was the prince and leader of the celestial host. The sun in Taurus was deified under the symbol of the bull, and worshipped in that form. The sacred figures found among the ruins of Egypt and Assyria, in the form of a bull with a human face, or with a human shape with the face and horns of a bull, are emblematic of the sun in Taurus, at the vernal equinox. In the Hebrew zodiac, Taurus was ascribed to Joseph. In the Osirus allegory, the sun, Osirus, arrives at the vernal equinox and gives unequivocal tokens of a return to life and power. In June he enters Gemini, and in July Cancer. During these 2 months he greatly revives in light and heat, and the days rapidly lengthen. The sun, however, does not attain the summit of the zodiacal arch until the summer solstice, in July, when he, Osirus, enters Cancer, the first summer sign and the third from the vernal equinox. Nor does he regain all of his energy and power until he enters Leo in August. The Masonic emblem of the 7 stars allude to the Pleiades, or 7 stars in Taurus. These stars are called by the Romans Virgilio, or Virgins of Spring. The constellation Taurus was anciently at the vernal equinox, and the year formally then began. Job speaks of the Pleiades, also, as exerting a sweet influence, expressive of the balmy air of spring which accompanies the approach of the sun to the constellation Taurus and the 7 stars. This Masonic emblem, therefore, has a direct allusion to the vernal equinox, and thus becomes a beautiful symbol of immortality, reminding us, also, of that starry home beyond the grave to which the soul of man aspires. It was for these reasons that, of all the hosts of heaven, the Pleiades were selected as an emblem by our ancient brethren.
I seek to make amends. To pay for what I've done, I seek a meeting with the one who sits above the table.
This dog, I do so love it. Tell me, does it shed a great deal?
Occasionally.
When I leave, you can tell the Elder I'm coming. And if he wants me dead...
And he will see to it that your bones bleach under the sun. I see. And I would have provided him with a choice. I am sorry, Mr. Wick. I cannot tell you where to find the Elder. You fail to understand. The Elder is not a man you find. He can only choose to find you. You wish to speak with him? Go to the edge of the desert, look up. Canis Minor, the dog that followed Orion through the sky. You follow the brightest star. Walk until you are almost dead, then keep walking.
Sirius is apparently the largest and brightest star in the heavens. When the vernal equinox was in Taurus, he rose heliacally, that is, just before the sun, when, at the summer solstice, the sun entered Leo, about the 21st of June, 15 days previous to the swelling of the Nile.